lived over 100. Mel Brooks is closing in on 100 years old. Bob Newhart was 90-plus years old. His first TV show was really an important thing for me. I watched it when it was first on. I was, 12 or 13 years old. Suzanne Pleshette's character was kind of an ideal for me as, a smart, independent woman who had plenty to say to Bob, but clearly loved him also in the show. And, then he went on to do two incredibly successful series. I didn't really watch the second one very much, but the first one is classic, and I can watch it anytime. And, of course, he's in numerous TV shows, and he's Elf's father, and I'm not the biggest fan of Elf, but I'm a big fan of Bob Newhart. His stand-up made him famous, and his one-way conversations where he's on the phone with people and responding to them. A genius, and seemingly, and maybe one of the most surprising things to me about his life is the fact that he and Don Rickles, who I cannot stand as a comedian, were best friends.
I know, it's unusual.
Friends.
I know. Bob was amazing. If you don't know him and you're younger, go back. He became famous because of early recordings he did in Chicago that just went crazy, and they're timeless. He started doing those bits again in his 80s and 90s because he was still performing, and they still work. So go back and see listen to his early stuff. I'm sure it's online now.
Like does conversations with Abe Lincoln, telling him about what the speech should be, and he has conversations with Ben Franklin, and
he was a precursor to like Seinfeld. They're absolutely kind of dipped his toe into more storytelling type of humor rather than just telling one joke after another. So it kind of changed the
Well, it was
setup.
really a template for comedy shows, because eventually most successful comedy shows are centered around the person in the middle isn't really the person who's getting the laughs and all the insanities going on around him. And that's basically what Bob Newhart was in both of his shows. And just a wonderful career, a wonderful man, and I'll have tremendously fond memories. And he lived a long and fruitful life and worked basically right till the very end of his life. So very cool that we got to experience that for years and years and years. And it's not a sad day, really. You're not losing someone. You're just being able to remember him and give more tributes to him.
Yes. It was awesome.
Yes, indeed. And of course, that is a good way to close. So anyway, here's to Bob Newhart. Here's to California. Here's to singing. Here's not to the Brats. Brat Pack was cool, but
here's to all creative people out there. Just keep doing creative things.
Creativity makes the world go round. It makes us happy. And in this political season, wouldn't it be happy to have distractions like any of these that are brought by great artists? And we'll talk about that again more regularly now on Reconcilable Differences with Danny and Jane on Arts and Lifestyle Wednesday, presented by Cinematic Visions.
We hope you enjoyed the latest Danny Klingscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Come back soon for something fresh and new. This podcast was made possible by our great sponsors like
the 23rd Street Brewery in Lawrence, great food, finely crafted beers, cocktails, and great sports viewing in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Join Matt Llewellyn and his great staff at 23rd and Castle in Lawrence.